Hello, dear friends. Here we are for another study of one of the books of Luiz, titled Green Light Through the Mediumship of Francisco Cândido Xavier. In this chapter today is chapter 35. We've been together for 35 weeks, 36 if you count the preface, of course. And today, Luiz is going to ask a bunch of questions. Those are for you and I to reflect upon as we go about our daily lives. After all, we want to apply the teachings that we receive from the good spirits in a manner that is useful to our growth, because we came here to improve ourselves. And then as we learn, as we apply, then we become better, right? So let's start with putting on the screen the title. So in case people come about, it says, Daily Inquiries. Do you believe in the victory of goodness without any effort from us? Question mark. Have you accepted that you're capable of making mistakes and learn from them? Or do you believe yourself to be infallible? Question mark. If we are positively on the side of goodness, then what are we waiting for in cooperating for the benefit of others? Question mark. In times of crisis, have you put yourself in the place of those who are facing difficulties? What if a person, the one who was being deceived, was one of us, or you and I? If you say that you not forgive those who trespass against you, do you believe then that in the future you would not need forgiveness from anyone? Are you making an effort to extinguish the evils from your pathway? Or are you worsening them with inappropriate words and attitudes? Has irritation or bitterness at any time brought you an increase in your peace or happiness? What at most attracts you in the relationship with your neighbor? Is it a negative expression or a friendly smile? What would it matter if other people judge you unfairly once you have peace of mind? It might be possible that some people have annoyed us at this moment. However, up until now, we have lived without, up until now, have we lived without annoying anyone? Do you believe that someone can reach happiness whilst being unhappy? Question mark. The end. Those are beautiful inquiries for our day. So the first one, we just number them for us here. So remember, the superior spirits bring to you and I 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 inquiries. Every time we read something from Emmanuel or Luiz, we want to think about the use of the words, how they put which question comes before the other, because they're really concise. Every single question, every single word has a purpose, which is a little bit more deliberate than usually we on the earth today do with our words, with our actions. They're really precise, they're concise, they bring us what we need at the time we need. So the first one I want to bring attention to us is the first question. Do you believe in the victory of goodness without any effort from us? Question mark. Do we believe that someone's going to come, wave a wand, a spell, and all of a sudden, planet Earth will be a planet of, will be a happy world, a celestial world. What he's saying here is we need to come together, embrace the good, making our words, when we say we are with the good, coherent with the actions. So when we go about the world, is what I'm thinking, feeling, the ideas I have, the attitude, the words, ultimately the action I have, the effect I have on my community, aligned with goodness. Because the law is of progress. Either we align it or not with the plan of the Christ of progress, of evolution of the world, the people around, and of course the spiritual realm evolves. Then the evolution comes to our realm. The planet is changing and evolving. Since its inception 4.5 billion years ago, if we believe in that, when we do, because we are spiritists, that's what this good spirits tell us in the evolution of spirits, question 100 of the Spirit book, or chapter 2 of the Gospel, where Kardec described the different types of planets, on the law of progress, third part of the Spirit book. Whether you like it, or I like it or not, I embrace it or not, good will reign on the earth and in all of the globes, in the billions of galaxies, with billions and trillions of stars and planets in the infinite of the universe created by God. So we can align with the good and contribute to the victory of the goodness or not. And then there's consequences to the choices. But as spiritists, we have to ask this question: do you believe in the victory of goodness when we don't do any effort? When we do the minimum, we do when we can. We do the works when we feel like it. We show up at the center when it's nothing else is competing with our attention. When it's raining or snowing or it's cold, there's nothing else more fun to do. Those are questions because when we are in a group, each and every person is important. When you and I don't show up, the group is lacking, and the superior spirits can do less with us. Do we believe to be infallible? He's saying, do you believe that you're capable of making mistakes? News flash. We're all going to make mistakes. At this level of evolution on the planet, we are going to make mistakes. Then what we do, we learn from them. We apologize, we make amends, we repair, and then we move on. And we don't repeat the mistakes. There's been many, many lifetimes where we're doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. This lifetime, we know of this. So it's time for us to learn and not repeat the mistakes and graduate the lesson. He says, what are we waiting for? If we are positively on the side of goodness, what are we waiting for in the benefit of others? Or he says, when there are times of crisis, have you put yourself in the place of those who are facing difficulties? This is very important. It's number 4. Very important item here, because There's a lack of empathy going on in the world where we can see things, we can look at the suffering of others, we have time to video it and post to get likes, but we are unable to see their pain. So he's asking, or do something about it. If we were the one in crisis, how would we want people to help us? Have you put yourself in the place of those who are facing difficulties, no matter what the difficulty is? So if you're judging people based on their difficulties, if that difficulty was mine, in other words, would I want people to judge me? No. Therefore, we don't judge them. We help. And we are so fortunate with so many resources. There's something or someone in the neighborhood that you can help. Some way, shape, or form. There's something that will call to your heart that you can do right now. He says, if you say that you won't forgive those who trespass against you, do you believe that you need nobody to forgive you in the future? I'm paraphrasing now. We've heard, or even we said before, I will never forgive so and so for doing this to me. What would happen, friends, if we hurt others and we go to them asking for forgiveness as changed people or bettered people? We're better than we were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, when we want them to forgive us. Yeah, so we start by forgiving, freeing ourselves of that feeling that imprisons us, because ultimately people are going about their day not even thinking about hurting us. But when we forgive, we release them to be the best they can. Are you making an effort to extinguish the evils from your pathway? Are we? Are we looking at anything and anyone, just as Luiz, just as Emmanuel says in the book Foreign Life, chapter 10. See the good, visualize the good, feel the good, mold the good, and seek the good with all the resources that we have at hand? It's a good question. Are we making an effort to extinguish the evils from your pathway? Or are you worsening them with inappropriate words and attitudes? How many times we open our mouths and we make things worse? We take an action, it's less than ideal. So we're going to end here on number 7, even though we had a few more we could discuss, because I want us to have a moment to reflect. My hope for us today is that as we go about our day, we can feel the good inside of us. We can visualize it. We can mold it. We can seek it. And then we can exteriorize that in our daily lives. Then we can go about our days doing the best we can to align with the good, so that the superior spirits can use us. They can help us to say the right things, to do the right things. Of course, ultimately it's our choice, but they're there waiting for that opening where they can say, don't reply to that, smile, wish that person well, say this in this way, try that approach. They're there, they're coaching us. Free of charge, 24/7. There's nothing like it in the world. Nobody works like that, as in the physical realm, that is. Daily inquiries from Andrea Luiz to you and I today. Thank you so much, dear friends. I hope that God will grant us another opportunity. And God willing, we'll be back with you next week with another chapter from the book Green Light by the Spirit Andrea Luiz for the mediumship of Francisco Conde de Xavier. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.